GOAT.
Michael Jordan. Okay, listen, and this is LeBron is one of my good friends. I have so much respect for what he's doing now, what he's done, and what he would eventually do, because he's not done yet. So it's definitely, I'm gonna say this, it would definitely be an argument that would need to be had. If LeBron James end up the #1 scorer of all time, top 5 in assists and top 5 in rebounds, and have 4, 5, 6 championships, you cannot do nothing but have the conversation of who's the greatest of all time.
The conversation's already happening.
Well, the conversation's been happening, but it's not good. LeBron's still playing. It's hard to have that conversation about the greatest of all time when a man is still putting on his jersey, right? So, but when he's done, his lineup, his statistical lineup is going to be the greatest that's ever played the game when it comes to scoring, assists, rebounds, so forth and so on. I come from a Jordan era. I am biased, and I'm going to be a bias to the day I pass away. Michael Jordan will be my GOAT.
I always loved you. I love you even more.
No, he would be my GOAT. But that doesn't mean I'm not taking anything away from LeBron. LeBron is amazing, but Michael Jordan is my GOAT. I played basketball because of Michael Jordan.
Yeah, but bro, y'all know how it is in the locker room. It's different. Like, y'all won championships together. And to me, this is the #1. I see you on TNT. And I see you tweeting Instagram. Anytime a conversation come up, you're like, he's my GOAT, MJ.
He's my GOAT.
But you got MJ, that's your teammate, that's your man. Y'all on a banana boat together. You know what I'm saying? So does that ever get awkward?
You got to be super cool to get on a banana boat with other grown men. You got to be really close. You got to be really close.
That doesn't get awkward where it's like, you know, you are publicly saying, this is my GOAT, and everybody else in the world is talking about who's the GOAT.
Not for me. I think my thing is like, this is a real conversation, right? You are, all of us have our own individual opinions. This has nothing to do with, like I said, once LeBron James is done playing this game of basketball, I'm definitely gonna tell my grandkids, kids, that I played with one of the greatest to play the game of basketball. He will be the GOAT for a lot of generations. I started playing the game because of Michael Jordan. He will be my GOAT until the day I pass away. It doesn't take anything away from LeBron. This is just like LeBron. We started playing, we envisioned playing like Michael Jordan. So for me, from Chicago, where I grew up, I made it out the hood because I seen a dude, number 23, play the game of basketball at a level that I was like, I just want to do some of that.
D-Wade, he really laid it down there. When you have a guy who played with LeBron James and also saw MJ's dominance firsthand, he speaks volumes. D-Wade, he always respected MJ's mindset and always respected his instinct and also respected how MJ shaped the game into what it is today. And it's clear that MJ's legacy goes beyond your stats. It's about that legacy, that mentality that sets him apart from anyone.
You was in the league already at that time. You had to go up against Mike. Give me, let's talk about that. So give me an experience or two.
You know, for me, he's the greatest player to ever play the game. And he was my hero as a kid. Got a chance to play against him. You know, 96, 97, I came in the league. You know, that was, you know, around the time
Right
that
in the
this
mist.
was. Right. It was, I think the last dance was 97, 98. So
yeah,
my second year in the league. So I mean, you guys remember what it was. We didn't have so much access back then to every single thing on Instagram or YouTube, let alone watching games live. So, you know, MJ was must-see TV. Like, anytime he was on TV, like, it was must-see. And
WGN.
I mean, he just had this charisma on top of all the gifts and skills and mentally, you know, how great he is. I mean, playing against him, the one thing that I think that he was unlike any other player I've ever played against is that there was a real fear playing against him. Like people, I've never seen like the league be kind of fearful of a player or have that much reverence for a player. No matter who you know has come since then, you know, that was a different feeling when you're playing Mike, because you just knew, you know, like there was such a seriousness and competitiveness and fire in him, and you know, there was a fear with how that was going to manifest itself potentially on any given night. So he was. I mean, where do you want to start and where do you want to finish with him? He was every level.
Rank these three players for me in your opinion: MJ, Kobe, LeBron.
It's tricky, you know. I think MJ's my guy for sure. Always, you know, when you talk about LeBron and Kobe, like I totally understand why people have LeBron where he is, either first or second in many people's eyes. You know, when you look at the whole picture of everything LeBron's done over the course of his career, it's hard to argue with. I think at his best, Kobe was right up there with any of them. You know, I don't know where the knock is, but he when he was flying and playing at his best, he was as good as we've ever seen. So. I don't know. I think you probably have me saying Jordan, LeBron, Kobe on the total picture.
All right, that was Steve Nash. He just hit us with another powerful perspective. And Nash is one of the most skilled point guards in NBA history. And he had a front row seat to Jordan's era and LeBron James's rise.
I mean, Jordan was everything. He was the standard. He was what you strive to be as a basketball player. I mean, obviously the shoes, the jersey sales, the commercials, all of that stuff was constant. But when you watch the play and your eyes were always glued to the TV, glued to him. And he just personified winning and competitiveness. And, as a young player, I took from that.
He has that line, win at all costs, right?
Yeah.
When I say that, how does that translate to Kevin Durant?
Well, anything, coach needs you to do it on the floor, anything, you got to be prepared for any situation. And I think MJ was always prepared, no matter if he had to hit the game-winning shot, make the game-winning, assist, get a steal, get a block shot. I think he was always prepared for every moment. And, that's what win at all costs means for me. Always focused, always dedicated to your teammates. Like MJ wanted to win and wanted his teammates to shine as well. So you've seen that through watching him. And as I got older and more mature, I started to realize, some of the tactics that he used, was definitely, part of the leadership qualities that he had. It was unique to watch. But to see how he led by example every night was the same. He dominated. And that's just simply the best leadership quality, is to go out there and play a game as hard as you can, play to win, and play at that elite level, and he was at that masterful level of just his skills for the game, his IQ for the game, and his athleticism, it all combined at once and made just a God-level player, in my opinion. His attention to detail. Michael was a pure shooter, too. A lot of people didn't label him as a pure shooter because of his athleticism, but I think that he was one of the best shooters to ever play, top 5, top 10 shooter to ever play. Everything was bottoms. So I tend to watch that because you only hear about your airness and Air Jordan, but to see the attention to detail to his fundamentals was something that stood out the most, especially as I got older and started to watch more. And I started to realize what the fundamentals of the game really means. But you get it just amazed at his athleticism, but to see the attention to the footwork, his body placement on his shots, winning time and score, everything, it was just perfect.
People see the dunks, people see the fadeaway shots, the angles of attack, right? But the feet of Michael Jordan, it was like watching a ballet dancer out there on the court with the positioning of each angle of his feet all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he moved with such grace. I think putting him in a system like the triangle I felt sharpened his tools up a little bit more. MJ, when he first came in, it was just roll the balls out and go get us a bucket, So once you put him in a structured system where he had to play off other players, you seen him go to another level because he mastered every aspect, from making a pass to cutting off the ball to catching and shooting and playing in isolation. So I think Phil Jackson unlocked a lot of that stuff for him, and he displayed it at an elite level every night.
What's up, y'all? And welcome back to my channel. I appreciate y'all so much. And the clip I do show y'all, that was D Wade. It was Steve Nash, and it was also the legend Kevin Durant, aka KD. And all these players, they said MJ is the greatest of all time. That is what most people think of MJ in the league. There's pretty much no one that says that LeBron James is the greatest of all time. And I agree with Steve Nash and KD and D Wade. MJ is the greatest of all time. LeBron James is not even close. And Kevin Durant, he decided to bring his own fire to the conversation. And honestly, it's hard to argue with a player of his caliber. Kevin Durant knows what it takes to be the best, and his respect for Michael Jordan's relentless competitiveness, his ability to perform under pressure, and his influence on the game as a whole puts MJ's legacy above the rest. And it's clear that when the debate gets real, MJ stands at the top for so many reasons. And even though a lot of people want to push the agenda that LeBron James is the greatest of all time, that will never be the case. Michael Jordan will always be the greatest of all time. He's the GOAT, and no one in the league right now, playing right now, will never be able to touch MJ. So, let me know if you agree with KD, Steve Nash, and D Wade. If y'all disagree with these legends, let me know in the comment section down below. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I want to thank you so much for tapping into my channel, and make sure to like this video, subscribe, and leave a comment, and I'll see y'all in the next videos.